Hello folks, welcome back to Peachy's place. We're back in France's garage. Almost said Peachy's garage for a second then, I thought, what? There you go. Here she is. Quick thing I want to show you. This is the first time I've had the bike. It's pretty much stripped to its core, with the exception of the front cowling there. Pretty much everything else has come off the back. Seat, plastic, everything. The reason why I want to show you this is for anyone who's watching, who's got an old bike like this, not necessarily exactly the same as mine, but any old bike, or any bike at all. Get under the plastic. Get the stuff off, get it all off, rip it all off, right? It doesn't matter. You're not going to hurt the bike by taking the plastic off. But once you get in there, you start seeing where bits are. Look, there's my coolant reservoir, right? There's a breather pipe I didn't even know existed. I think that's the alternator, if I'm not too mistaken. It looks about right, so need to check that. Brake fluid, all right, and a whole bunch of other parts. It's my battery under there. I found that in order to get into the battery, I've got to take this off. Okay, so yeah, there you go. She's naked. I'm not keeping her naked, but I have found by stripping her, there's an awful lot of broken bits of plastic, lugs, and God knows what else in the back of the bike that needs addressing. Okay. I've got loads of bits lying around, so I'm not just going to be a paint to show you. But take my word for it, I've got loads of bits of broken lugs and plastic and whatnot. Which brings me on to my next point. You'll remember this was broken, right? Well, it still is broken as a result of the incident the other day. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a bit of plastic welding. It's a tip that I picked up from Delboy's garage. All right, one of many. And if I come around the back here, from the inside you can see this mess of plastic along there. Okay, I've already made a start on welding that back in. It's not particularly strong at the moment, it's just sort of stuck there. It's not stuck on with anything, but that's what I'm going to be doing. I've made a start just basically to fix it in place, so it's going to be an awful lot easier for me to show you. Just get the camera in the right position and I can continue. I think anyone who does this sort of thing, does your own work on the bike and films it, will have to agree that these things take so much longer when you're filming them. Turn. Okay.
Sí. Dale, le di una vuelta. Mire. Vale.
Alright, that's pretty good. So what I got?
Sí. Frena.
Bit of tie wrap. Okay.
Venga.
And welding iron. That's already hot. And what we want to do is get in there and score along the seam where it's broken, where the plastic's broken. Score along it, melt the plastic back together. You're just melting it, melting the plastic down. You want to make yourself like a little channel, like a little groove. Alright, so keep melting it down. Keep melting it down. what's going to happen next is I'm going to get my bit of tie wrap and I'm going to press that. The reason I'm using tie wraps, you'll notice it's an old one, it's broken, so no need to go and buy any packs. Just keep your old tie wraps once you cut them off, keep them because they come in very handy for this purpose. And what I'm doing is I'm using a tie wrap to build up over where I've been welding, melted. Just build it up again. Yeah, the reason why we use tie wraps is because it's the same sort of plastic, the plastic fairing on your bike is made out of. Don't ever be tempted to try to fix broken fairings with fiberglass because it's rigid, it's crispy and it won't hold very well. Yeah, because as this plastic is soft and flexible, as the original plastic tries to bend, it'll try to take the fiberglass with it. And because the fiberglass won't bend, what's going to happen is it's going to end up breaking again, and you're going to be right back where you started. Now, because this is going to be a rat bike, I'm not particularly not taking great care to make it nice and neat and tidy. I just want to get loads of plastic on there. I'm more interested in fixing the damage than what it's actually going to look like. I'm contemplating the possibility of actually using tie wraps, sticking tie wraps on to make it look like the stitches in Frankenstein's monster's head. It's something I might be trying out at a later date. For the time being, I just want to get this fixed. What I'm going to do is I'm only going to fix it from the back and from the front for now. So I don't want it to look too bad from the front. I don't want to look like that melted heap. Beep! Yeah. I'm trying to watch my swearing now. For no other reason than A, it tends to offend people, and B, if anyone else ever wants to use my videos. Bike it, there you go. Bike it, there you go guys. Stick me on your website. Yeah, more on that at a later time. Yeah, if I ever want to do anything more with my videos, can't really have a whole bunch of swearing in there. So I might just leave the swearing for those occasions when it's really, really warranted. You know what I mean. Bit more over here. Got the top. Yeah, take great care with this. You never used a soldering iron before. They get very, very, very hot. Try not to touch the metal on the bike unless you disconnect the battery first, which I haven't done because I'm just welding the plastic. I'm melting the plastic. I keep using that word welding. This isn't welding. This is melting with style. So yeah. If you know, do disconnect the battery first before you do this, and if you don't disconnect the battery, make sure you don't touch anything metal on the bike. Plastic's okay because it's non-conductive, which means I'm not going to get a shock from it. The other thing about this is, because you're melting plastic, it stinks. Like, it really, really stinks. So try not to breathe too much of them toxic fumes. Probably all this yapping, like I'm doing right now, isn't going to help the not breathing the fumes in part, but there you go. Right. A bit more plastic over here for this blue canvas. Right. Now something that Dell did in his video that I haven't done, and I'm not going to do for the time being, is he actually used little paper clips, and he melted paper clips into the plastic, and that helped strengthen it even more. Yeah, it's like stitching. I probably will go over this again at some point, and when I do, I'll do it then. But I haven't got any paper clips on me at the moment, so I'm going to skip that this time round. But I think that's a fantastic idea. So if you're watching this video now, make sure you do that. As you're melting it, you put the paper clip in between the split, and you just touch the paper clip with a soldering iron. The paper clip will heat up and it will just melt into the plastic. Yeah, and then you can go over it with a tie wrap, and you'll have the metal brace inside of your plastic fairing then, and that won't go anywhere. But for this particular piece, as you can see, that is now quite firm and fixed. Alright, it probably would be stronger if I did it on the outside. Right, sorry, I'll do it on the outside. Just go over it a little bit. Try not to mess it up too much. You might have to go over the seam a couple of times, because what you'll notice, I've said this before, my bike was originally midnight blue, and it was painted, right, quite badly. And as I'm going over it, what's happening is it's melting the black paint on top and revealing the blue paint underneath. That's not too much of an issue, because it's going to get painted in matte black at some point. But be aware that it's going to melt the paint first. So if you don't intend to respray your bike, this is something you need to be aware of. Oops. Trying to watch what I'm doing with the camera and watch what I'm doing with the soldering iron at the same time ain't easy. I've only got two eyes and they can't both work independently of each other. Anyway. So, put the camera down for a minute. No, mate.
He doesn't do parts like that.
What I would suggest is if you go to Devil's Tower Road behind the car care centre, there's a guy that does fabrication. You'll be able to make an exhaust for the phaser, no problem. I'm going to get one done for this.
Alright.
Yeah. So he does awesome. I mean, give me a full exhaust, can everything. 150 quid for the fit contact.
Alright.
2 years ago.
Right, okay.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's just behind the car care centre.
Right, okay. I get my phaser parked at Caporos and Limbo Road and somebody stole the real exhaust.
They've stolen the exhaust?
It's Sunday Monday night.
You're joking?
Just a couple of bolts now. Went and started it Monday night, it sounded like a tank.
Yeah.
No exhaust.
This sounds like a tank with exhaust stuff.
Well, okay. Thanks for that anyway.
Alright, There you go, folks, plastic welding. It ain't pretty, but neither am I, and I still get the job done. So until next time, thanks for watching. Ride safe, and remember, if I can do it, you can.